Johannesburg, I spent a week looking for the right motorcycle for their journey. I ended up deciding on a KTM 640 Adventure, a rugged bike from a company that had a chain of dealers across Africa. I found my orange KTM at Pretoria Biking Accessories, a shop belonging to Brett Van Bergen, an amazing character who has quickly become a friend. The first country I visited was the Kingdom of Swaziland, where I was invited to stay at the home of Darren Ra, a Swaziland adventurer and entrepreneur. I wrote about big game parks and Ted Riley, an aging animal habitat activist who was slowly transitioning his legacy to his daughter and son. Since 1950s, now the 71-year-old Riley has become a legend in the country, standing up to kings, poachers, and one of the highlights of the stay was the dancing celebrations of the Swazis. In Mozambique, I wrote about local artists turning war paraphernalia into art. I followed Fidel dos Santos in his Maputo studio, Núcleo del Arte, as he welded AK-47s and landmines into birds and insects. The art has become a cathartic for Mozambican people whose country, after a 16-year brutal war, is covered in minefields and filled with rusting guns and pistols. I rode south into Ponta de Oro sand dunes, and then scaled up onto a 2,872-meter high Sani Pass. I visited Riders for Health organization, an NGO that provides motorcycles and their maintenance for health workers in several African countries. I followed some of the riders as they rode through rough terrain to educate villagers about sanitation and pick up HIV tests at remote clinics. A fleet of 78 bikes donated by Elton John is the backbone of their Lesotho operation. Riders for Health began in Lesotho in 1991 and now is operating in 10 African countries. I left Lesotho's capital Maseru and headed southwest, riding through the desert-like Karoo region. I met some amazing and helpful South African motorcyclists before seeing the Indian Atlantic and Atlantic Oceans at Cape Arguelles, Africa's most southern point. Malgas Ferry on the Breed River in South Cape is the last manually operated ferry in South Africa. Opened in 1860, this floating bridge ferry is pulled by chains as it crosses the 100-meter wide river. I joined Brett at his summer home in Southern Cape and made it to Cape Town just in time for the new year 2010. Soon I headed for a pit stop at a local KTM dealer to get new sprockets, chain, and oil change. I wrote about Cape Town's annual New Year's Day Coon Parade, an opportunity for the province's mixed race population to celebrate their heritage. Namibia provided some amazing landscapes, great riding, water, and fantastic experiences, especially Fish River Canyon, the world's second deepest canyon.
sounds is basically layers of sand falling over and cutting one another. There's some clouds that are coming, but I don't think we're going to have any rain. This is pretty much semi-desert, and probably going to be camping out tonight. I see about several hundred, if not more, hawks flying around and hunting for insects that are all over here, flying low at just a couple feet above the ground. Or
from Windhoek, I headed east into Botswana, where in Ganzi I wrote about an organization helping San Bushmen keeping the rights to their land.
and the engine of the motorcycle, the single cylinder, is definitely scaring a lot of animals. So I can't really stop because starting is an issue without a clutch. I gotta pump the clutch for about 2 minutes. So the charging elephant would probably have a field day with me. And I filmed what looks like an impala running about 55 kilometers an hour right along my motorcycle for maybe a minute and a half.
From the deserts of Kalahari, I headed into the brush of Okavango Delta and the forest of Chobe National Park, teeming with animals.
And this guy chopping wood, that is Lupana. And then up the tree is the guy from Togo trapping some bears by the nest. And that mom saving.